and welcome to another episode of Live Talks with me. I am Fawole. We have the Wizard. You big up the Wizard for real. And we got RVJ Wordplay in the house, my brother. Come on, manners and respect.
There again.
Welcome back. You know, we're filming live and direct from Rowan's Bowling Alley. I mean, nice place to play, nice place to stay and have some fun. You done now? Come on. Yeah, what's good?
I'm good, you know.
Yeah.
Happy I'm in the building again.
Yeah.
Because we have some things to talk about.
Well,
I know you got some things to talk about. We have some things to talk about as well. So, yeah, man, I'm good.
do you know what, I have got things I would like to talk to you about. And it's like we spoke about so much on our previous episode.
Yeah.
So, and like for me, I got to know you as a man, as an artist, as a human being, helping other people, doing your thing, living your life, and the contrast between where you started and where you was at the time we did the podcast.
Yeah.
Where you come from, your background, your history as a child, your life over here, certain things. We scratch surface on certain things. And since then, you've been doing so many things. So I've got a multitude of questions that go in all different directions.
Yeah,
I might have to reach for my notepad in a minute so I don't forget anything.
Yeah.
But yeah, you've been doing loads of big things and good things, and obviously a lot of things that I don't know about as well, because we only really see what we see for anybody. Like anyone at home will only see me and you talking now. They won't know what goes into the show behind the scenes. They won't know the conversations we have. They won't know how like the wizard makes things magic happen. They won't know what, you know, like they don't know the nuts and bolts and stuff.
Yeah.
Even our general lives, you know. So what's been going on?
Well, we stay active. Even a lot of the times we don't do enough to speak about it, but I prefer to let the work do the talking, you know, in its own time. But yeah, popular poetry is the main thing that I've been, as far as poetry goes, that's the main thing I've been focused on. I haven't done a RVJ show that people know me for since December.
Okay.
It's just been popular poetry, just feeding into that, getting that to where it is, you know, and just helping people through that, because it's an open mic. It's where I started. It's what allowed me to hone my craft. So creating that platform and allowing others to come out and do their thing has been priority. Separate and apart from that, I've just been in my head planning or digging through the ideas that I'd bench for a bit, putting them on paper to then execute a few shows towards the end of the year. I've earmarked September for RVJ show, like where I started with
So like,
an extended, just inviting a few other artists, 1 or 2 max, just so they can do an extended set. Because I strongly believe in the fact that when you start out on the open mic scene, you get your 5 minutes, 10 minutes, whatever the case may be. And once you've found your avenue, you then need to allow people to know who you are over an extended period of time. And that's why I started doing my shows, just so people can say, all right, this is what RVJ is about. These are his poems, back to back, type of thing. And creating that platform or bringing other people along with me. So yeah, September, I've been planning that one.
I can say I haven't had an invite, so I guess I'm not.
No, because it's not been fully announced yet. This is just So official.
I'm messing with you.
So officially,
whether I'm there performing or not, I'm there.
Yeah, I know that 100%. Yeah. Apart from the outside of poetry, it's just work. Started a new job role.
Started a new job in the same company. Same establishment. Okay, yeah.
But different role. Started training in January. It was a 3 months thing. Got through that successfully. And you know what's mad? So I said that I would have put poetry aside and focused solely on that, because failure wasn't an option with that. So I did that for like 2 weeks, not the poetry thing, just focus on that. I couldn't do it. I had to start going to events, which showed me how much of an important role poetry has in my life.
That's
it's the balance that's needed. I couldn't do it as much as the course was information heavy. Yeah, I had to start going to events. I had to start, not a lot, but I had to have that as I couldn't get rid of poetry come. So, and that was very interesting when I realized what's happening.
See, that's gonna, because I got a couple, like you said, I got a couple questions that was in my head that I want to ask. I don't want to forget to ask, but that leads into one of them directly.
All right.
Like, and the question is like, because I know you're in it, like a lot of people are in it. That's why I met you as well.
Yeah.
The question is, what does poetry mean to you?
Poetry, it means a lot, you know. It means a lot, but I think out of all the meaning or the different reasons why I do poetry, different meaning, poetry allows me to be calm, centered. Because, you know, when they say silent river run deep, it's not just a saying. It's really not just a saying.
For those at home who didn't hear, because I had to like pick my ears up. It says silent rivers run deep.
Very deep. And for those who aren't familiar with that, like it's a real thing. Like if you look at a river, and for example, rafting, and you see the river is doing all that, it means it's shallow because the water is crashing against the rocks, and then you get but if a river is deep, there's nothing for it to crash against, so it's settled, it's calm. Well, it's the most dangerous one because you can't go and stand in it.
Yeah.
You can't swim, you can't go in it.
Yeah.
Silent river, and that's me. If there's a lot go on in my head, and I'm not one, like I said, just generally, I'm not one to be doing all of that talking. I'm very observant. Poetry allows me to be calm because instead of acting it out physically, I go and write about it. And then I perform it. So it allows me, like I said the last time, to package my thoughts in a way that is quote unquote civilized. So you have to listen to it. Or if you don't want to listen, you exit. But you will hear what I have to say.
Yeah.
And you will hear what I have to say if you choose to sit and listen, as opposed to that internal voice being manifested in a way that people will say, oh, he's just an aggressive black man. You know the stereotypical. Yeah, because that's easy to do.
Look at us, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I've seen it, I've lived it, I feel it. Everything you're saying,
so
definitely.
Poetry keeps me calm. Yeah, man, it keeps me calm. And that's most important. Big up poetry for that. Yeah.
And then we'll open up a bit more because it keeps you calm, but I also would say that you've got the connections that you've made through poetry and the relationships you've got through poetry as well. I want to understand some of them because the development of them, like I said, we just see what we see. And I've seen you up on stage and working with some amazing poets, and I see the way that the relationships, the energy exchange between you, between a lot of different people. Then also you're now open up the platform for people to come and open mics. So you've got that exchange of energy. You've got people who are finding their feet, almost like Bambi.
Yeah.
But you're allowing them to do that. So then it's your responsibility to what's the word? It's your responsibility to emulate maybe what you had when you was first coming up, and not even your responsibility. You're allowed now to sit in a different seat, so you can actually see yourself doing what was done for you. That's got to make you feel a certain way. And with the relationship you have with certain people, and say some people they've come, and some people it's not their fault. They're just superficial. They're not. It's like the whole world. They're not real people. Their rivers is the same shallow rivers you're talking about. But some of the people you come across are deep rivers as well. So in that respect, what does that mean to you as well? How has that affected you? What are the highs and the lows of that for you as well?
All right, so let's talk about the lows first. So, and it's a double-edged sword. I think that's the term I'm looking for, because like I said, I've met a few good people, like talented individuals that every time I see them, whether they're performing or just a conversation, or I'm seeing them on video, I'm just in awe of their brilliance that most of the times they themselves don't even see, right? So that's always interesting to me, and I say that to say this. I know I have a responsibility to people that I've met on the poetry scene, that whether they were here before me or they came after me, I know I have a responsibility to carry myself in a certain way, right? Because they respect me and I respect them. It's mutual. Because last year January, I was going to pack this in.
Glad you didn't.
I was going to pack this in because, like I said, this is poetry, right? It's another part of life. We have different things going on in our lives. This is just one chapter, right? So, like I say, you carry yourself in a certain way. Well, that's how I grew up anyway. But yeah, something happened last January, and I'm like, yo, if this wasn't poetry, it would have gone down different. You understand what I mean?
But no, I don't really understand what you mean. Remember,
But no,
I'm in
yeah,
the same arena.
yeah.
So I'm saying that's the reason I asked the question, cuz.
Yeah, I said, if this wasn't poetry, it would have gone down different because, yo, I'm going to play a certain game. I'm a big man. And if I'm dealing with you with respect, approach me the same way. It's that simple. It's not hard.
Again, man. Say that again, please.
Yeah, if I deal with you with respect, deal with me the same way. Like, approach me the same way. And don't feel because this is poetry, then, because I know they say it's poetry, you can say what you want, do what you want. But that's not the real world. Like I said, this is just a segment of real world.
Yeah, don't take
real
liberties.
life. Don't tell it. So I think a lot of people don't understand the fact that as much as this is a poetry and it's a poetry community, you still have to live in the real world.
Yeah.
So don't come out here behaving a type of way, not expecting that there won't be repercussions to your behavior, especially when, like I said, people go through all different. So yeah, I was gonna pack it in, but I didn't. And the reason why I didn't was, like I said, I know I have people who look up to me and respect me. You understand? Vice versa. And people who reach out to me sometime, RVJ this, RVJ that, what you think about this? You know what I mean? So
I definitely look up to you and respect you in this poetry world and as a man.
Yeah, man, respect. So
respect
if I act in a way that is unbecoming as I'm a man of my age and what I am doing and
Your
where I want to
stature
go.
as well.
You understand what I'm saying? I can apologize, but then it's happened, it's done. It's still gonna be there. Like I say, and again, it's just a way how I perceive things. Like I don't care who you are. When we meet you, I give you 100% respect. If it drops from 100, it's because of the interaction. You understand what I say? I don't care who you are. I don't care if you're up here so as a celebrity. I don't care if you're the poorest man. 100, because more treat you the way I expect you to treat me. Transactional, you understand? So I just saw my seed. So when I see people approach me a certain way and we just have to laugh, I have to and just write. Yeah. But at the same time, I had to address it. And I think what happened was they were surprised the way in which I addressed it as a Jamaican as well, because that was brought into the mix. And you know, some of the play where I come from. Whether you talk about me directly or my people, yeah, I'm gonna play with don't play, I don't mess about. So I think the person.
And you got wordplay on the hat, but you don't play.
No, I'm not playing, brother. I'm not playing. You can't disrespect where I come from. Yeah. Like where I'm from is who you see right now. So you have to, when you talk about my place, you have to put respect on it, and that's not. We're not gonna compromise with that. You understand? So I think person was surprised the way in which I reacted verbally. And again, that's something that annoys me, because I think to myself, people will see you from a different place or wherever and just think that you aren't intelligent, but they don't know you. And then when you approach them in an intelligent way, they're surprised, which pisses me off even more, because I might say, what you know about me? But yeah, man, big up poetry same, because I'm big up the people in poetry who may have mutual respect for, because I might say, you might think you don't help me, but you do. Because that situation went the way it went because of the respect I have for those people and vice versa. Yeah. You know what I mean?
And the respect you have for yourself.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
Because as you remember, your river's running deep. So even though people's dashing stones in it, like, or people trying to skip across it, you could have drowned them, but certain people you let them know, you put them under, and you're flinging them back from the bank.
Yeah, easily.
That's what I'm seeing. I'm saying, you put them under, let them know how deep it is, and fling them back from the bank.
Because we don't need for, like I say, I am the same person I am when I was 1 day old, 10 years old, 20 years old. I just know how to operate different. You see what I'm saying? I not change as far as who Ryan is.
Yeah.
It's just that because the side of Ryan that we might exchange or you might interact with won't be the same another person interacts with. Ryan is the same Ryan over the years, but it's just that with experience, I know who for sure certain sides. So.
Do you know when I first met you, right? You're a king, by the way, right? When I first met you, you're a king. You're a king. When I first met you, I thought you was running everything. Like, I swear to God, I thought he was running everything. Like, I met him at an event, and I thought he was running everything. Like, just his demeanor, his stature, everything, he's running everything. However, even though I thought he was running everything, he wasn't unapproachable. And then, so there was the air of greatness, but also the air of humility within you. So I could talk to you, like, so I spoke to you, we exchanged words, and then I bought you a drink, you bought me a drink.
Yep, I remember.
And it was just like,
you made me drink it straight, you know. And I don't do straight, but I did, you know what I mean? And I just the connection, I remember.
Yeah. I'm saying, I think Sadhguru, the writer, I think that's her name, Guru, the writer, there's a lady girl. I'm not sure, she wears glasses, she was with you that day. She's performing at the next show. My next show she's performing, but I don't want to mess up her name. She's probably gonna kill me. But what?
Sad Girl Winter.
Yes.
Yeah, Sad Girl.
I mess it up. I always mess up names. You not
Sad Girl. Big up Sad Girl Winter.
Big up Sad Girl Winter. Forgive me if you don't know. Get to know. Watch all the other shows. I mess up so many people's names. So it's not just you. Please forgive me. I do it on a regular. I even forget people and all that. But yeah, and I was just like. And then after exchanging with you, and the fact he's willing to take the shot, and we was drinking, and we not just the exchange,
it's just the vibe, the connection, yeah.
And even after that, okay, this is exactly how it was. I saw you where you are now, then, and you was growing into where you are now with Popular Union and all the stuff. I didn't know some of the shows that you had already done because you put a lot of your poetry to music and your performances, your poetry recitals, if that's the right way to say it, are not just poetry recitals, they're performances.
Yeah, man.
When I looked in deep and I saw certain things, you perform and you go outside the box with certain things. It's a real art form and it shows through your work and some of the stuff that's been done. Please check out RVJ's catalogue. Some of the stuff he's done, if you can catch it. Some stuff was on stage. If he wasn't there, you missed it. Like, and that's it. There's some things they just
literally.
Yeah, seriously. And you won't, like, if he wasn't there, you missed it. You won't know nothing about it. However, I know big things are coming from you, more big things. But yeah, like, I saw you as what you are growing into and what you are right now then. And I was in awe of you, and there was a respect because you had that humility, and we was talking like, and there's people with your skill set, with your history, your heritage, and they walk around like, yo, look at me, you know. But I never got none of that from you. I'm not trying to be negative, but I'm trying to be the positive. And I just respect that, and I love that. And you still, like you said, I can concur with you saying, as you was, you are.
Yeah, not change, and there's no need for that, in my opinion. The look at me making a bag of noise, because the fact of the matter is, like we say, your work will speak for you. You understand? When you need to speak about it, like now as an example, yeah, we talk about it because we have a conversation. But if I don't need to, like, you talk about poetry, performance. If you know me and know where I'm from, like I said, Jamaica is what? You know, it's embedded in me. It will never find that missing. So when I talk about people like Professor Nuts, Papa San, you know what I mean, Dennis Brown, Gregory Isaacs, like I say, a lot of people won't know. You understand? And they don't want to know either. You understand? But them think, oh, this is just RVJ. No, if we talk about some of the artists who I listen to from Jamaica, a lot of people won't know them, but they're great performers. You understand what I say? Great So if that's what I grew on, seeing these men on stage, Tanya Stevens.
You saw them live, because I've only heard, all these people I've just heard.
Yeah.
I'm sure that the Wizard may have seen some of them,
right?
but I've only heard of them.
So if I've seen these people, do the thing,
Yeah.
right? And on a stage, and I'm not on a stage doing something I love.
Yeah.
Naturally, I'm gonna take from there, like, cause I'm gonna do something good. I take what's for me and leave what isn't.
Yeah.
You understand what I say?
It's a
That's
sign
not
of
for them
intelligence.
people that have no.
High intelligence.
If them did have style, may I say people will go. If them not for them to have no style, because when I say style, I mean your personal style. Because yeah, everybody go. We all speak, we all talk. Everybody does that. So let's say and this is just how I look at it. This is how I formulate my presentation, right? If there's an open mic and there's a mic stand, and if everybody goes up, uses the mic stand, what's the difference? Just the voice. Everyone just standing and doing it in the same format. Yeah, so to speak. Yes, you bring your own flavor because everyone's different. But the presentation is the same. Cool? So I have to step outside of the box. So when you see me at your last event and I ask for someone to come up on stage to assist, you understand what I say? When I do the poem, The Mask, and I go on stage with a mask.
And that's what I know about. Yeah,
You understand what I say? Yeah, when I do these type of things, because may I say, I want people not to only, because I know the words will reach someone, yeah? But I not just want it reach them and they leave it there. I want them carry it with them. So what can I do to create a lasting impression in the person's mind? Let me just layer it with something else. So that's just how I think, because may I say, there are a lot of performances that I've seen from people in Jamaica who they will live with me forever, and that's just what I'm trying to do with my presentation.
Nice. I really, really like that.
Yeah,
That's so
man.
poignant. And I'm losing my words. It's something for the younger poets, when I say younger, that are just coming out right now, and something for the real artists who have art in them, and maybe have a little bit of fear to really show their true colours and let it all out.
Listen.
You have to let it all out. Don't be afraid to let your inner light, because your inner light is nothing like no one else's.
Yeah.
Let it shine out. Wherever it shines, make it shine, and don't be scared, because like you said, everyone's the same at the mic stand, but once you decide to go up on the mic stand, you might as well go the whole hog.
You're there already.
Yeah.
You
might as well,
You hit the nail right on the head with regards to what you just said a while ago about poets who are just afraid of just putting that idea out there, just manifesting that idea. I can't say it enough. Like they're talented poets out here that I know that are thinking about the thing for the past year, 2 years, 3 years, and they have it written down or they have it in their head. I might say to yourself, like, own it. I get that there's fear. We all experience that. We all get anxious. That is a natural thing. So if something's a natural part of your being, why are you fearing it?
you've done the hardest part.
Yeah.
Putting your emotion on the page, writing it down, having it to the level where it paints a picture, it creates an atmosphere, it shows a certain part of your life or someone else's life, and also the comparisons that can be there.
Yeah.
Why not lick it at the park? Why? And then you're gone on the stage. Like, I had this conversation with another poet recently. That there's no point in just, speak your truth. It's your truth.
Do it.
It's your truth.
And you know what's mad? You know what's mad? People won't speak their truth, but they'll encourage you to do it.
Yeah.
So that
What
the whole
is
practice
that?
the whole practice where you preach.
Yeah. What is that?
You literally egging me on.
Yeah.
To, yo, stand up for yourself. Talk your truth.
Yeah.
Like, get past it. But at the same time,
You got your bombs in your back pocket. You're not coming out.
come on, man. Yeah, but like I say, it's and that, I guess it's a cycle of life, because we're gonna have younger people coming up who are experiencing the same thing. But what we have to do is encourage people. Like, this conversation needs to always be had, because we have a lot of conversations where the doubt and the anxiety I get the most of me, and which then allow people to step back in their shell.
Yeah.
So conversations like this where we say to people, listen, come out and do the thing, because you can.
Yeah.
If you manifest it in your mind, that means there's something in you that's saying, do it, go out and do it. So these conversations have to reinforce that.
You know what else I would say as well? I would say, don't wait forever to bring it out, but try and make sure the food's ready when you bring it out. Because some people they'll bring it out on their phone and or there's something they're hiding in their phone. Some people they bring it out, and it's like I've got no, how can I say? I don't look at him in any way, good, bad, or whatever. But I just understand that I've heard some people bring stuff on the phone and it's fire, but it's just not right. It's not ripe yet. Something has to ripen in your mind. You have to practice it, bring it out. Lex, the vulnerable warrior, he's on that, and he showed me how that works as well. And I love stealing from people how he'll practice, do this, and when it's ready, when it's cooked, I'm like, go on. He said, no, it's not ready yet. He said, no, it's not ready yet. And he's got an affinitive knowledge of when his food's ready and when he wants to bust it out. Some people, they're writing, and the minute they've written it, they're going and doing it, but they're selling themselves short. And they don't do that. Also, there's a thing of, there's people talk about very vulnerable things. Things that may be abuse or stresses and all different. There's loads of difficult topics.
Yeah.
So that can come into it. So I will. What's the word? It's like I can understand how people will have inhibitions about certain things and concerns about how things are received. But once again, you've written it. It's your truth. If you decided to go up on a stage, you're on the stage already. So give it everything. Don't worry about anyone else. It's for you primarily. Please remember that. Serious.
I go back that. 100%. And the thing about it as well, if there is what I would say as a poet who's done it. Not ready for that.
Sorry.
What I would say as a poet who's done it and just try a lot of formats. If there's something that is very difficult for you to speak about. And you want to, but you don't know how to. Like you say, all right, put that to the side, but you don't have to stop performing. Speak about something else. So because what that does is allow you repetition, and you're practicing, and you're building your confidence, and you're going on stage, and you're going through different audience, and you're performing when the crowd is boisterous, and you're performing when there's no reaction, and you're performing when so you've experienced different situations and scenarios. So then you have experience. You might not have experience, that will go when you perform that poem because it's going to be new. But you have experience of the situation, the environment, that you will be in. And I always say to people, especially people that I know, why is it?
It's life.
I said to them, why is it that you're so anxious? I'm going to know you for a year now. And the same conversations we're having now is what we had a year ago. How many performances have you done between then? A lot. So may I say, so you have physically gained the experience, but mentally you're telling yourself you're inexperienced. Why you do that to yourself? I'm not saying don't be nervous. What may I say is you have the same conversation with me that we had a year ago. Like me say, you sell yourself short. So it's a mental thing a lot of the times, these are the conversations I have with people. But like me say, those who know, and those who have conversations with me will know. But then there are others who will see me and just bypass me, and that's fine. Because you know what I say? I've always said this. I say, the same table somebody don't want to invite me to, and next person are going to invite me to that table and we're going to sit around it anyway. I just sum me operate. I just work. Stay active. Stay active.
You got we're in frame. You sure we're in frame? God bless you.
Stay active.
You're not the wizard. I know. Hopefully we're in frame. We're live. You got 5 minutes to watch what we're doing right now. The rest of what show it comes out. I want to hear that again. The same table.
Yeah, man. The same table where you stop me from sitting at. Somebody else are going to invite me to it, and then we'll all be sat around it.
Yeah, and you still have to.
I'm gonna hold a grudge against you because here what? If I was gonna hold a grudge against you, it would be from the initial when my sister try stop me from sitting at the table.
Yeah.
I stay active and my work will speak for me, and that's what I say to people out there. It's the same energy where you have thinking that why did this person do that to me? And you're gonna sit with that mental thought process and energy. No, use that for staying active with your thing. Yeah, man, that's what I'm doing right now.
So I'll let you sip that before you answer the next question. So what about the highs? What's a high for you?
The high for me, oh God, people. I'm a people person. The high for me is interacting with people. Like I say, I can't speak enough on the amount of amazing, incredible, talented, gifted, driven, you know what I mean? Inspiring, awesome. Like, that for me is one of the biggest thing, because I always say a conversation can solve so many things. And the people that I've met since I started doing poetry, yeah man, I'm blessed. I'm grateful as well, because there's so much I've learned from them. There's so much they've suggested to me. Like, there is just so much, there's just a wealth that I can draw from my own craft, and then even to impart on others. Because there are people that I know with their style and my style different. When we meet somebody who message me or see me at an event and say, oh, RVJ, yada, 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 I was like, well, I'm not really my thing. However, I can refer them to something. I say, watch that video, listen to this point. You know what I mean? So, and not just for me, because I may say, we're here in passing. Yeah, we're here in passing. So we just have to do as much as we can. So people, definitely. Performing has to be second, because I love perform. And I think one of the reasons why I enjoy performing so much is, like I said, Jamaica and stage shows, like, it's something that's a part of the culture.
Yeah.
When you talk about clashing as well, whether it be sound clash or whether it be DJs, like battle rap, for example, or is a example of that. When you talk about, so the competitive element in it, you have to creative. You can't come with no little weak. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then
to bring the fire.
Yeah, you have to, because the DJ that you're clashing with or competing against will tell you, but that's not the important bit. The people will tell you. You understand what I'm saying? So the performance element of it.
Yeah.
I may say Gregory Isaac, Dennis Brown, like, when the man they go up on stage, a 3-piece suit, me I talk about with them felt hat and feather and
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? And then I give you a 45 minutes or hour set.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? And them don't miss a note. You understand? Me I talk about Muta Baruka, Dub Poet, Yasa Safari, them man there, like me I say, they will hold the crowd.
You know, is that the thing that the noise that we made, like da-na-na-na.
Yeah.
The first time I heard that was I've been listening to sound called Stone Love.
Stone Love, yeah.
I can't even think of any other stuff. But you know that Stone Love.
Whirly Martha.
There's one of them like Metro Media. There's all different sounds.
This and this.
But the and the artists will play like and we lit up. Come again. And they can go exactly back to where they was before without being thrown.
Without being thrown.
And they be right back at that thing. You understand? Like, I see sometimes in the poetry world, like someone might say certain things. Not even I see. I've been thrown. If a laugh is placed in a different place or certain things happen in a different place, I'm like, it can throw me. And to get that back, that skill is mad. It's amazing. The tenacity and what you said a minute ago, it resonates with me. I heard something from another Jamaican, and you said we're only here in passing, so we need to do certain things. So they said it was said to him, it was just a random meme on the internet. It was like, so about his house and his land, and he goes, nah, this belongs to Mother Nature. It's not mine. He says, but it belongs to Mother Nature and Papa Time.
Yeah.
It's the first time I heard that.
Easy.
But that reasoning, that kind of mindset, like that came straight from Jamaica as far as I'm concerned. There's other people around the world, but I got it from that.
Yeah.
And it's just like, I just want to talk more on the culture and the desire for excellence, but also in the same hand the humility and the understanding that I can be excellent, but he can be excellent too, and you understand what you're saying?
So I mean, so Jamaicans are very competitive in any aspect. It could be if you're cooking, could be finances, whatever because you want to be the best at it. Why? Because our personality is one that is jovial. So joy, like it's always laughter. We'd rather be laughing
Yeah.
than worried.
Yeah.
You understand what I say? When I say we don't do both, but the thing about it is, it's almost like in my opinion, the vast majority is from one extreme to the other. We struggle to find the in between at times, and that may be as a result of social, personal things, whatever the case may be. So when we talk about the competitive element, we don't mean competitive in a malicious way. You understand? Because growing up with me and my friends, I'm at school, if we play football, we compete hard because at the end of it,
Healthy competition.
yeah, because at the end of it, you don't want someone to laugh after you. So you get, for example, get Megs on the football.
Yeah,
thing.
yeah,
You
yeah,
understand
yeah,
what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah, yeah,
Because
yeah.
we don't let it, and when we talk about the joy, we don't let it go.
Yeah.
Like we are talking about that for hours the next day.
Yeah, yeah,
You understand?
yeah, yeah.
And even you who get
No,
the joke is on you.
Yeah.
You have to join on the joke and laugh about it too.
Yeah.
That's just how. So when we talk about and that's from young coming all the way up. So now imagine now you're a little Caribbean island, yeah, who nurtures competition and being the best at what you can be, right? And you step out into the world. You get an opportunity to step out in the world, right? And you realize that some of the facilities, some of the resources, opportunities are miles behind what these other countries have. Yeah? But you're still
You still
on
excel
par.
to that level, yeah.
What do you think that will do to your confidence? Because you're now saying,
Boost it,
of
innit?
course, because you're now saying that everything that you have, I now have.
But we're still eyeballing each other.
Yeah. So a trouble because it now means that if I used to train in Jamaica as an athlete on a track that's grass, right? I may win, clocking good times. I'm now in America or England or wherever. I may now run on state of the art track.
You're gonna fly, ain't ya?
And that's just one of the things that I noticed coming here. You understand what I'm saying? I remember I came here at 17, so a lot of the times when we do like exams, yeah, we do like exams in school, 98%, 90, anything above 90, because in Jamaica if you get less than 80, when I was growing up anyway, if you get less than 80%, you fail.
Sorry, you go.
Yeah. Remember 60% in Jamaica the
Yeah.
pass. Nobody now try for 60 to 70. If you get 70, you still feel bad. It has to be 80 and above. And everybody will try go 90 because what if you get a question wrong and you think you get it right? If you go for 90, you still go fall above 80. So as an example, I remember when I came here, brother, and all I was talking about this, they were surprised. They were surprised at how well I was performing in school or with my exams. And that's just from a competitive element in terms of we want to be the best at what we do. You understand? So these are the type of things that feed into just me and who I am. I don't have to make nice about it. The time I take to make the nice, but behind the scenes I put in the work.
Yeah.
So when I come from behind the scenes, all right, this is what I've got, and the reason is repetition. My behind closed doors,
Yeah.
I repeat. I decide I'm going to do it. Once a mind make up, all right. That's what I want to do. This is where I am. How am I going to get to there?
Yeah.
So
What's your stance in competition within the poetry scene?
yeah, it's needed. It's necessary. It's a part of life because that a number of things happen with competition. In my opinion, it allows you to get better. It allows you to try different styles, so you're stepping outside of what you know to improve on what you already have. It puts you in a different environment to see how you then react. So, for example, if you normally just write and you normally write a 2-minute poem or a 7-minute poem, but let's say a competition, you have to be 4 minutes. You're now challenging yourself. It's a new skill that you're developing. You understand what I'm saying? You are now putting yourself in a pressure situation. Because a lot of people back away from that. And this is what I say, people don't say things because them say pressure creates what?
Diamonds, yeah.
And diamonds shine and you want to shine, but yet still you back away from the process. So the confusion sometimes for me is baffling with people, because they will say one thing, but then do another thing. So I say it puts you in a pressure situation where you are more than capable of dealing with that, but you just choose not to because expose yourself to it. So competition, listen, like I said, Jamaica, in schools where I compete, it's encouraged. You understand? One of the things I realized coming here is that we sell our children short in the sense that we make them believe that the world will give them a gold medal even if they fail.
What we say?
The world will give them a gold medal even if they fail.
Even if they fail?
Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. All we needed to do is try.
Try.
Yeah. That's where we start.
Yeah.
We just said stop. You understand what I'm saying? Because the world will chew you from.
Try. Yeah, we need you to try, but try your best.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna forget. So the world will spit you. You know what people are like. We've been in the world.
Yeah.
So you mean to tell me, say, I should grow my child to think that they can just be laid back in all their approaches. Like if them a go for a job and 4 people are go for the job, they can just go in there with the bare minimum and get that job. When another person literally go out there outline everything that they've done and how they can contribute to it. So me, just tell my daughter, just show up for the interview and you'll get the job. Because that's what I'm going to say to children, especially in schools, some schools anyway. Let's all run 100 meter, 6 of you, and everybody gets a medal. That's like saying 6 of you go for an interview and the 6 of you go get the job. That's just how I look at it, innit? It's just like different.
It's just I'm listening, I'm soaking it up. I remember when I spent my time over in the States, someone said something like, if I can remember it right, I'm paraphrasing, but goes, if you're good, get better. If you get better, be the best. If you're great, be great. If you're great, now be the greatest. Like always, don't just be great. Okay, you're good, but you can get better. If you're great, be the greatest. Don't stop at it. Don't stop at that. Don't ever stop. Once you get to a certain point, push and push and push and push and push. And I think that's the ethos that we need to instill in people. I think that's where maybe certain people are lacking. Like you're saying, is like they're just turning up, not getting the results they actually would enjoy and be able to celebrate. And then that's having an adverse effect on certain people. Like they're just, they're giving up and not wanting to go forward. Because they haven't tried, like, do your best. Because your best is better than the next person's. But your best is changeable by yourself. Once you apply yourself, you have to turn up.
A lot of them don't never learn how to do that though. And that's what I say that's why I think we sell our children short, because a lot of them weren't taught how to do that. You find yourself in a situation where you were unsuccessful and they will just go and mope, as opposed to, all right, why were you unsuccessful?
Yeah,
what can you do different? So a lot of people aren't exposed to just different ways in improving and understanding that if you fail at something, it's literally a lesson, it's experience. It's experience that you can capitalize on for the next time. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I don't want it to come across as though I always succeed, or even if I fail at something, it doesn't affect me. Of course it affects me. But may I say, mentally, the resilience that you develop over the years, just by having a certain mindset or a certain way of thinking, will help you as an adult. Because we all suffer hurt, loss.
Yeah.
But look at how different people react to it, and then check the track record.
They say, what's that thing? Because we go back to the deep rivers. They say sink or swim.
Which one you go on? Which one would you rather?
Sink or swim, yeah. And this is just, no, you know what I'm saying? Sink or swim, and no, if no one wants to sink because that's drowning.
Not
You have
end
to
game.
swim and swim the best you can. Yeah, you get what I'm saying? Sink or
Yeah,
swim.
so yeah, it's what I might say. It's a lot of the times, a lot of these conversations aren't being had, and when people with the opportunity or the pull or the platform to have these conversations, when them get the opportunity to have them, and really it's just some dead conversation about what is trending or what people want to hear. I'm not for that, to be honest.
Yeah,
Because like me I say, people out here struggle.
yeah.
And it's not that they don't have the ability to be successful, it's just that what they're being fed is fattening them up with just doubt.
Yeah. It's like the food that people are eating now.
Literally.
All sorts of nonsense.
Literally.
All
But
sorts
yeah,
of nonsense. All sorts of nonsense. You know, you said about still rivers run deep, and it was something you know about yourself, and I think that in on the poetry scene, in poetry, like to placate certain fears and apprehensions you may have, it's good to know yourself. Like,
True.
As a Jamaican, like you're unapologetic and you know yourself. You have a real sense of identity. You know exactly who you are.
100%.
So like, and so I know you had some stuff around that you wanted to talk about. So I always want to kind of like, you know, you lot. When I say you lot, I don't mean to be so general and derogatory, but in Jamaica they know about cricket. Some of you,
Yeah.
now back the ball.
The ball too. All right.
Your time.
Yeah, man. So there's always a conversation around identity in the UK that I've observed a lot of, and rightly so. You know what I mean? We know the history, we know the struggles, but there is another side to the conversation that I feel is omitted or it's not addressed enough. So, for example, as a Jamaican who was born in Jamaica, as far as identity relates to me, it's a different conversation from a Jamaican that is born in Britain. You know what I mean? And there's nothing wrong with that. I just feel like the floor isn't given enough to those who can contribute to that conversation, i.e. myself, from those two examples that I've just... And it got me thinking, like me I say, that's what I do. And it got me writing. So I wrote a poem, probably from 2018, 2019. It's called Homegrown Connection. And it just speaks to somebody.
What's it?
Homegrown connections.
Homegrown connections.
Yeah, homegrown connections, because I am part of the puzzle. A person was born here with Jamaican background is part of the puzzle. In the same breath, a Nigerian born in Nigeria who's now living in the UK, a Nigerian born in Britain.
Yeah.
Part of the puzzle.
Yeah, I can
You understand what I say?
I can relate.
But I just feel like when you are not from here, you aren't really given the opportunity to express what it means to you or some of the struggles that you may face. And I want to make it clear as well, when we talk about struggles, so if me put my hand in a dog's mouth and the dog bite me, I can't then go away crying about, oh, comes the dog bite me? Why did the dog have to bite me? It's a dog by nature.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If a dog is barking at
Got
me,
teeth in his mouth as well.
I can't be annoyed. So if somebody does something to me, you know what I mean, with the history of doing me wrong, that's all right. Me expect it. So I can put steps in place to combat that. What am I saying? If my own do something to me, I not expect it. I not expect my black brother to look for me a certain way, or put me down a certain way, which we go through the same struggles as a black man. Yeah. That's the part that hurts me. It's not when other races do me anything. I expect that based on history. You understand what I say? But if me and you are go through the same struggle, if we are experiencing the same thing, like if they look on us the same way and treat us the same way, I not expect you to treat me like how them treat me. That's what I experience as a Jamaican being here from my own people.
Yeah,
and that's what hurt me.
Yeah, there's a because they're born here and they might adopt certain certain.
And I mean,
wow.
again, some may say that's a natural part of it because that's what they know, and that's fine because no one's perfect. How can we combat that? The conversations. And I may say, we not feel like we're given the opportunity. So, with that being said, I'm going to do a quick poem and then the poem may explain a little bit more and then you can probably understand where forward from and then open up the conversation more. So this one is called Homegrown Connections. All right, I'm see if I remember.
Yeah, I'm gonna just like listen, my eyes closed.
Yeah, man.
I
I know you're forward already. So you know.
Cool.
All right, cool. Homegrown Connections. Imagine leaving your home to go to a faraway place with the aim of making that place your new home. Imagine going to a faraway place where the rules are different, but you adapt as best as you can to replicate your previous home. Imagine living somewhere for years and still feel like an invader each time you open up to contribute amongst your own. I've heard people go back to my place of birth and say the meanest things about the place that they're apparently from. Only there for a week or two and have the nerve to say that people don't make them feel at home. Now let me put this into context before I go on. This conversation has been the topic of discussion for some time now, but it has only been a one-sided one. You might have heard it floating around or even been involved in voicing your own opinions, making it known to everyone exactly where you're from. Well, let me ask you something. Would you ever consider going back there to appreciate your roots and understand where they spring from? Planting new seeds of prosperity and sowing into those potentials? Reaping from the benefits of what you and yours have already done? Sowing into investments and helping them come to fruition? Building societies with ore-generated collaterals, ensuring tangible financial stability for future generations to build on. Us helping us to increase the respective value of our nations. But instead, we end up beefing in a foreign land where the stakes are so high, we can end up losing more than the food that's already in our hands, or be left with the memory of time locked up like animals because we decided to treat each other like animals. Losing everything. Now you end up with a one-way ticket to a permanent vacation, destined for a place that was never a part of your initial plan, a place you had no interest in investing in, but a place your ancestors fought so hard for so you can enjoy the freedoms of visiting. We look for acceptance from the wrong people when the truth is acceptance from our own is where true healing will begin. We've been triggered yet again when they try to tell us where we belong. My emotions spiraling out of control as I remember how they pillaged our gardens, violated our Edens. And yet after all this external destruction, we still internally war amongst ourselves, further dividing the unity which is our greatest weapon. Bickering amongst ourselves over things that aren't even important. Each with nothing to gain, but each insisting on being ridiculously stubborn. Imagine leaving your home to go to a place you were told was much better than the place you're from, knowing that the place you call home is dying from within, suffering a self-inflicted death by its own occupants. Consumed by self-hate, we project it through our actions, forcing it on everyone. We become so comfortable with hate in our mirror image that we readily give off this hate to anyone that resembles our reflection. So given an opportunity to leave this all behind and possibly finding a new way of getting along, I jumped on the Iron Bird and I flew to England, only to find that this same self-hate is even more rampant in a foreign land with a larger population, tipping the scales further towards cultural destruction. It's mad because most of us aren't even fighting for a change anymore. We say we have 99 problems, so we can just leave that one at the door. Each generation hoping that the next will come up with a workable solution. But we all have to remember, we all have our parts to play. So let us keep running until our race is in a better position. We say we love our own, right? But do we really? Is my question. Because if we do, then breaking this toxic tradition of self-hate has to be priority number one. Because even us, associate negativity with being a black man and a black woman, then we wonder why we don't get the required action we need. Our voices may be loud, our actions may be deliberate, but we don't get the reaction change required to be a permanently positive one. And yes, I may get some fire for this one, but that's okay. I'm prepared for that thanks to where I'm from. But just make sure when you send the fire my way, it sparks the difficult but honest conversations, homegrown connections. RVJ.
Nice.
Yeah, man, I hate that, man.
Nice.
Yeah, man, manners and respect, you know?
Yeah.
Different perspective.
She wrote in 2018, yeah?
Yeah, around about that time, 2018 going into 19, after struggling since 2002 with just how rejected I can oftentimes feel when I try connect with my people.
And that was back home and here, because...
No, here.
Here.
Yeah, here.
So, because in it, you said you jumped on the Iron Bird.
Yeah, so that part speaks about, can I say...
Prior to that, I was just in it's like a story from me.
Yeah, that part speaks about what I alluded to the last time when I was here, just how high we hold our family, our relatives, or just people abroad. You understand what I say? Leaving Jamaica, back in my time anyway, that might change now, because you know things and times change. But leaving Jamaica to come to England or America, which were the two main places back in them time, you saw it as an opportunity for better in all aspects. You understand what I say? So jumping on the Iron Bird, coming to England, you saw it as a way of, all right, life I got just better, even with just relationships with people, interactions with the human being, especially the people you look up to where you think can live better, do better, have better opportunities. You know what I mean? And then you forward over here and you say, I know better me did stay at Jamaica.
Yeah.
You know the one with that,
Yeah, they said the grass isn't always greener, and that was a narrative we were sold back then to come over here. But even the Windrush generation, don't want to digress too much.
And look how long that is. And like Windrush is years ago.
Yeah.
I mean, I talk about 2002, 2019, I talk about 2024. That's how I feel. It hasn't changed, just the idea of better being abroad. But then you reach and then you say, it's a dream. It's not the reality.
See, there's so much there. There's so much there.
Yeah, brother.
But the primary thing I get out of what you're saying right now is the comprehension of all the great things you have around you. Like as in human beings. Even though we want to do better, be better, sometimes like what you're looking at and what you're actually experiencing is absolutely fantastic, and just stop and smell the roses at your feet. Look up and look at this. Like to wake up in Jamaica, I can only dream of what it would be like with fresh fruit and like clean air and great views and people's in a better mood because of the weather and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
And there's more solidarity where there isn't. I wouldn't say there's less, because I don't think there's less. There's less of all this stuff that the media are telling us that we need. There's less of that stuff, but there's more of other stuff. There's more solidarity. There's more family units. There's more, like you said, we can have a crack. You can nutmeg me. We'd be laughing all day. Like I'll laugh at you. You laugh at me. I laugh at myself. There's that camaraderie there. Where here is just competitiveness in a toxic way.
That is it. The malicious, toxic type of way where it just it doesn't help in the relationship building, in the community ethos of togetherness. Everybody feel like, I know. For example, all right, let me give you a perfect example. Imagine me come from Jamaica, right? I'm going to use you as an example. You were born here, we have Jamaican parents. Cool? And all right, we are talking about Jamaica. And you won't give me the time of day to make you know what I go on with Jamaica. you know more than me.
I'm saying, oh no, you're telling me like how it is. I'm like, no, it's not like this. It's like you can't go there because everybody's getting shot and,
But then-
and you can't. I understand.
And in that instance, Rayan will sit and be quiet. Rayan will sit and be quiet. Because I realize that there is not a willingness or an openness to have a conversation. He wants to be a debate, again, based on what you said earlier with the media and what is said and what is portrayed, so on and so forth. And if should I open my mouth and say, listen, you honestly don't know the reality of things, let me explain to you. I'm shut down because I don't know anything. You understand? So it's also that idea or that feeling of what I said earlier. People think that you aren't intelligent, like you can't hold a conversation or you don't know. I mean, I think to myself, like, where did this idea come from? Because me and you are the same. Like, we literally, as much as I'm from the place, your parents, me know, just like an African home, parents will hold them tradition and them culture in the home. So you know what go on through your parents. So secondary, yeah? We know what go on primary, and that's why I say we're all different pieces of the puzzle. But we can't communicate for then bridge the gap in that disconnect because you are disconnected because you're born here, but you really want that. If you had the choice, you'd have there somewhere else. You don't want to stay here.
It's the propaganda machine. It's the wool that's being pulled over the people that allow the wool to be pulled over their eyes.
And then it causes a disconnect between me and you, which shouldn't be. And that is the part that hurts me, brother. Like I can't count on my one hand the amount of times I've had a conversation with a Jamaican-born British person where they sit and they are receptive
to your perspective.
to what I know that is true.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
That you've been on the ground and you've seen it. You're coming from there, so.
I haven't been to Jamaica in 2 years, and that's the longest. Every year I go home. And the only reason why I didn't go home last year, personal reason, but I needed to sort some things out. You understand? I'm itching to go home. I may go home this August. Book my ticket already and everything. But what I say is, even so, let me another fact, yeah? Let's say someone who's born over here seem to know so much about Jamaica and the culture. Ask them how many times have you ever been home. All right, let's say they travel every year. Let's say from 18 years old then. They travel every year. All right, how long do you stay there? 3 weeks max? Even if you stay 6 months.
Yeah.
Over the course of your life, you have not spent 17 years in Jamaica.
Yeah.
I have.
Yeah.
Need I say more? But I can't even talk to you about your place and try and make you know what I go. You understand what I'm saying? It hurts me because and then it's the putting down of your place that you if you should go somewhere you said, yeah, I'm Jamaican.
Yeah.
But the most things that come out of your mouth is of a negative nature.
Yeah.
And I don't only see, I talk about Jamaica because I'm Jamaican. I see it right across the board with African countries, other Caribbean countries. And I say people, we need to understand, like, we self-destruct in a way that is benefiting others because we shouldn't be loggerheads with each other.
What's that?
Loggerheads, like,
Loggerheads.
loggerheads, butting heads with each other because it only a feed into the disconnect further and further. You understand?
Yeah.
What can these people call it home? No English-born Jamaicans.
I'm glad I asked that.
That's what I would struggle with. If I go back, my parents said Haitian, Jamaican.
Yeah.
If I go back there, can I call it home? And how do the people treat me when I'm there?
All right, cool.
Good
question.
I'm English.
Good question. So, are you going to say something?
I was going to say my take on what home is. My take on what home is where the heart is, as far as I'm concerned. Home is where the heart is. And I believe in when they say, because that's a saying, home is where the heart is. Taking away from both of what you said, if you have what you're saying, which is what I've had certain times, but I feel I'm more versed on certain things now, that perspective you'll never feel comfortable there because you've got a barrier. If you now have your perspective where I'll listen to someone from there, I'll open my heart and let things come in, then it can be home again because I'll be experiencing and understanding like my origins, where I've come from, even though I'm the first generation here, my mum was from Nigeria. Irrespective, there's certain foods that I might not totally be affinitive with. There's certain like the weather, mosquitoes, certain things that I'm not used to that would make me feel a little bit uncomfortable because I've been westernized. There's like the lights get taken and there's that. Like there's certain people who could walk back home with no shoes on. Like if I was like would hurt my feet, but after a little while I would understand the benefits of that because our feet are not supposed to be covered. So do you get what I'm saying? So it's a funny one because I can comprehend what you're saying, but I also I hear what you're saying. But I'm not as close-minded as to say that I will be like that. Like as a human being, I like to pride myself on being open-minded about everything I come in encounter with. It's a mad one. I think home where the heart is. You can make it a home, but I can understand when you spent 17 years here, or 32 years, or 25 years here, and you've got these habits and these certain things indoctrinated into you. It's hard. Like not every human wants to change. Like some people can't change. That's not directed at you. It's just like you will see if you see adversity or what you may perceive as adversity. No, let me rush back to
the comfort.
And let me call it the fact that this isn't my home.
Yeah.
Well, it is your home. You know what I'm saying? But I totally get what you're saying.
Go on. I think you have to be somewhere for a certain amount of time to call it a home.
That's your tip.
Because like you're saying, if you've been there for like 2 weeks out of your 30, 40-year life, can you really call that home? Even though, go on, I'm just being like...
Yeah, and this is why, like, this are the conversation more, because here, this when you talk about identity, what we're talking about here is not what is heard.
Okay.
Tell me, have you ever seen this on video?
No.
I'm not saying it doesn't happen.
Yeah.
Probably it does, but it's not what's getting pushed.
Yeah.
My aim now, I forget this conversation going because here we go on. What you just said, can you call it home?
I got something for you as well. Like, I got something for you.
Can you call it home? If I can't say to a British born Jamaican that Jamaica is not your home, they would take my head off. You understand what I say? Alright, fair enough. Again, I'm going to use you an example. Meet you for the first time. Wizard said, yo, I is Jamaican, you know. I said, for real? Which part of you come from? You said Spanish Town. I said, yo, I come from Spanish Town, you know. Which part of Spanish Town you come from? Oh, not me, my parents. Do you know how my heart dropped? You understand what I mean? Do you know how much my heart dropped?
Yeah. I wouldn't know, but
because the conversation dead now. Yeah. You understand what I say?
Yeah.
All right, see.
But wait.
Yeah.
You see, your heart can drop, yeah. But in respect to what you said, if I now said that to you, but I was like, it's my parents, but I was open to your interpretation and your comprehension and your knowledge about Spanish Town, that could uplift your heart again. If I was like, okay, my parents come from there, but you're from there, so what's it like? So what's it like? How was this like? 'Cause I don't know about this. Tell me more. If I'm open and actually want to listen, I'm not just regurgitating stuff that I think I know, or I'm shutting you down from what I've been told, then that could lift your heart back up again. That's what I'm saying. If I want to learn from you, you know what I'm saying?
So when we say my heart drop, it's a personal thing. It has nothing to do with you.
No, I know. I
so
totally
internally, I don't make that bit known.
Yeah.
But it's just, and the reason why I say my heart drop is because, again, in Jamaica, if you say you're from Jamaica, the assumption is you were born there.
Yeah.
Not every Jamaican who come here.
Yeah.
But then I had to learn, as everybody else had to learn, that you have to find out if it was you. Or your first, if it was your parents or your first, cool. So all right, so same scenario. You come from Spanish Town. I say, yo, you come from Spanish Town as well. I'm gonna never ask you which part of Spanish Town you come from or whatever. I'm gonna say, yo, so you know such and such from that place there. I was like, oh no, well, I'm not really from Jamaica. My parents. Again, it's the conversations that I had to have to find out how to approach something like that.
Yeah.
Or a meeting like that. If somebody said they're
Yeah.
from Jamaica. So instead of saying which part of Spanish town you're from, I may say, oh, is it your parents?
Yeah.
Especially the British accent is strong. Is your parents or were you born there? So I have to learn. But may I say it's through the conversations, but we not have the conversations because we're not. People just think we are trying to hold on from Jamaica and don't want to let it go. It's not, because the conversation, you aren't allowing somebody
Yeah.
to reason with you.
Yeah, and some people don't, but it's the excitement. I understand you lose, because if you, like you saying, oh, I'm born Spanish Town, I'm born Spanish Town, you're like, okay. And then you start, like, remember this place, like, I used to go, like, this, I know it's not Spanish Town,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I used to go down the river and swim in it, and then you could start having, you got familiar memories.
Yeah,
The same
but-
place, you was there different times, you got familiar memories. I want to address what the wizard saying now. So, yeah, it's not home, but even though you're here, there's certain foods I know your family cooks that ain't from here. That like and the real place where you'll get them is back home. So that aspect of home has been brought here. So when you smell certain food cooking or you hear certain reggae music on a Sunday
glad you said
afternoon, that is St. Lucia or Jamaica in your house. That's your home here. So that is a little part of home that's been brought here that everybody's got. Some people have got more than others. But through your parents' upbringing and everything, we live it. Like some of the stuff my mum eats, I'm like, oh, it's class. I'm saying a Jamaican slang word for a Nigerian thing. I'm like, oh, hello. But then like other things, like when I taste them and smell them and go back home, it's just like, wow. Do you know? So there's some things that how can I say? We were talking about. I remember I was watching one of our back episodes, in the Rites of Passage, and like not actually understanding. It's the with Michael Kubimana. I think I actually got a name right. Right, but being plugged into your roots, where you come from. Sometimes you'll go back home and you won't even realise, but it's when you taste a certain food, you eat a jelly coconut or something, it's like it does stuff to you. But it's like you plug back into the source, into your source, and that is your home. Like it's in your blood. Do you know what I'm saying? Even though this is also your home as well. Because there's certain things that are now, when you plug it, like fish and chips, just for an argument's sake, you unplug into here as well. Like, so I've been away and stuff, so I totally comprehend it. Like,
Your grandparents then, if your grandparents from Russia, is Russia your home?
If my grandparents are from Russia, is Russia my home?
How far do we go?
Okay, so if now my grandparents have had an influence over me within my lifetime, and there's stuff within me is still that is cognitive and what's the word? Not just subliminal. Like we sit at home, we talk about stuff. I can hear about. They could tell me like like you said about Spanish Town. I might have stories from my grandparents about Spanish Town or Moscow Town. Like, when I was in Moscow, the winters were this and the winters were that. Then I'm still got some of that home in me because I've lived it through their experiences and I'm open to their experiences. Mm-hmm. So therefore, so when I go there and I might experience it for the first time, I have knowledge of it. And now I'm like, that's what grandma was talking about. Oh my God. And that connection between me and my grandma is there. But that's how that could work. But I can totally understand, but it only works if you're somebody who's it can work subliminally, but if you're open to it. Like if like you say for Spanish Town, like but please tell me, my mum and dad's from there, but you're from there. Mm-hmm. Tell me about it.
I wish more people.
Let me listen. Let me learn. That's how do you know what I mean?
I wish more people was more receptive like that or approach it like that. But I'm glad you two said what you said a while ago, because I have a few poems of that, but I
want some more poems.
No, I've memorized those ones. Cool. But there's something that I remember. There's something out of one of them that I remember. And I asked the question in one of the poems. I'm saying, because you talk about the food cooking here, and then you may go home and you smell it.
This is the smell.
And
It's a smell. You're like, whoa.
But, so my question to that, so I'm going to throw a spanner into the works now, just to ignite conversation. In the poem, I said, the original can never be the original if it's taken from its place of origin.
Well, the original can never be say it again, cuz.
The original can never be the original if it's taken from its place of origin. So what I mean by that? You talk about food as an example. There is a distinctive difference in taste with food. No matter if your grandmother come to England, come cook it for you, it will never taste the same. All right, let me put another layer upon it. When my grandmother.
Sorry, sorry, madam. It's not. Come here, give me the camera, give me the. It's not a competition.
No.
It's a debate, okay? We're just like, you're wrong, girl. It's not a competition. It's a debate. We're making thought here. I love you.
And this is why I want these conversations to be had, because people need to see the perspective of just the guy or the people who have been missing from the conversation. If you cook on wood fire, it gives that food a certain flavor. You understand what I'm saying? When them the jerk chicken, obviously jerk over here, we're on the grill.
But you still have that certain wood that makes it the red wood
pimento.
Back home. Yeah.
I think I've got pimento in it.
Pimento. So the pimento wood is what them do it in Jamaica.
Yeah, I've heard about it. I've never been there.
You know, I have to try here. I throw pimento. Somebody say put the pimento berries them in the cool. But it's still not the same. So what I say to you is this, and there's nothing wrong with that, because like you just said, cooking the food here, it still creates a connection. And people may hear me say, oh, is the original still original if it's taken from the place of the origin? No, it's not. But again, this is why people confuse me in England. Because here we are going. You're not accepting the thing that you know, which is Britain, where the Windrush generation came over, or from other parts of the world come over and given you the original recipe. You have now sprinkled your own identity in that. You don't want to own it. Zin?
Yeah.
And me can say to you, say, you know, say, the UK slang that is derived from many other languages, right? We don't make that on our own. Like anywhere in the world, you go certain slangs, you know, say a UK slang.
Yeah.
That is yours.
Yeah.
That is original.
Yeah.
You understand what I mean? I say own that, but I can't. If I call somebody British, that's Jamaican. Them vex with me. But then at the same time, I say me a part of the puzzle, you are part of the puzzle. We come together. The puzzle are built. We're strong. So what am I supposed to do? When I know I can only speak for myself. All I'm trying to do is build with my people. But if my people are giving me a fight because, and I get it, I need to say this as well. I understand that a lot of the times, Wizard, if people come at me because I use the wrong terminology or refer to them a certain way, and I know that I didn't do them anything. I understand that is their past experiences.
Yeah.
What they had to deal with growing up as a child, a teenager, being a black boy, a black girl in England. I understand. So a lot of the times I don't mean with that. But what I say to people is just be open to the conversation. And a lot of, like I said, I've allowed people to just vent, but it has to be an initial thing, because you have to realize that it is not me. It is the past experiences of other people who do certain things, and you think, what have I even done? I get it. But open up the conversation. Yeah, you get me? Yeah. So it's a... that's why I didn't want to talk about it. From my perspective.
Because I remember the first time I went to where my mum comes from. Like I've been in Nigeria, but the first time I went to where my mum comes from, and they make a certain soup, a certain stew, the manga stew, but they're making a black pot on fire. I never tasted something so sweet. Like you know how bad it was. I ate it with pounded jam, right?
Yeah.
I ate it with pounded jam. A lot of people know the story that they've not been there. Like, my boys know the story. I ate it with pounded jam. So you know when you go back home, I've never been to that part of Nigeria.
Right.
So and I was there. It's when and I've been before, but there's each house I went to, They're welcoming me with food.
Come on,
And
man.
then,
Listen.
You know, because the things sweet me, there were so many things to eat. Because the things sweet me the first time, they said, we were like, I want that food. Hold on. So I went from house to house to house, or from family to family to family, and I'm eating the same thing. It's like pounded yam. You know pounded yam? Pounded yam with like soup, like little shrimp in it and a fish. So nice. But after a week and a half of eating that, my stomach was blocked. I couldn't go to the bathroom for days. I was having that and drinking soft drinks. Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! That's all I can say is, oh my god! It taught me a good lesson. Everything in moderation.
Yeah.
But it sweet me. It did sweet me.
Yeah, and a part of...
And you can't get that here.
Yeah, you can't get... And again, a part of local knowledge, a part of your body getting used to that.
Yeah.
And not being used to it.
Yeah.
So I mean...
One more thing, sorry, because I love food.
Go on.
There was a this is the same thing in Nigeria. You see, in the morning, you see the goat. Mah, mah. By lunchtime, that goat's from the pot. Like, imagine I saw the goat. Mah, mah. And it's like, my brother's there, blah, blah, blah. And it's something called Ogufe. Guys, I know my pronunciation's not that great, so allow me. See, that's the same thing as allow me, the real Nigerians from Nigeria, allow me, Ogufe.
Yeah.
Like, it's a goat with the skin on it. Oh my God, this thing is sweetened me so much. I can still taste it now. I can't get it here. But yeah, sorry, I digress.
No, man, no,
food is something that blows my mind.
And like I say, it's these conversations that are necessary because you share your experience.
Yeah.
You understand? And in being open with your experience, dialogue is being had. I'm not from Nigeria.
Yeah.
You're not from Jamaica.
Yeah.
But we can see the similarities.
Definitely.
It's just the experience.
Definitely.
So why we are war with each other about?
I don't get it. One more, because you're just making my mind go bing, 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 bing. And this is the one. For me, this is the one. Matt, this is the one for me, yeah? The first time I went to Nigeria, the very first time I went to Nigeria, I think I was 27, 28. My boys, Axel Swift, Bassi there? I know my cousin Ricky was there. We went a couple of man them, yeah?
Yeah.
Come off the plane, the heat engulfed me. But it was the first time, like after about a couple hours, that I was just a man. I was no longer a black man.
Yeah.
I was just a man. It was so, and the liberation, I had no comprehension of that liberation until I was there, bro. I couldn't fathom it. I can't tell you how it feels unless you do it yourself.
That's it.
'Cause I was born here. Remember, I said 28 years. I was not.
I reached in Jamaica and I just felt like I was home. Like,
You should, ha!
Yeah.
I got you now. You was home, so you were home. It's home. He said himself. So,
But yeah, that feeling you can't get away from it.
home can't be home away from home. You see that one? It was mad. It was not even mad. It was amazing. It was fantastic. Like I can't. It's serious.
So those who've never been to where they're from, cause you
doesn't
it don't
matter
matter
where it
how much
is.
words we use to try and explain it, you have to live it.
You have to feel it. And it doesn't matter whether you're Asian, Chinese, Russian,
no matter.
whatever it is. When you find yourself in the country of your origin, your home where your parents are from.
Different
man.
thing, different.
Everybody knows it.
Yeah, you asked
Ancestral connection.
but it's the reality of it though, and that's why, like you said, these conversations are important.
Yeah, fam, but it's not being hard, and that's just disheartening to me, because I must say, 2002 is when I came here, and up to now, I still feel sometimes walking in certain rooms and you have so much to contribute. I feel like a teenager sometimes. You know, when you're young and the adults think you don't know or you don't have anything to share. Sometimes that's how I feel walking in certain rooms. We have certain workshops where we talk about identity, and you on the workshop or the facilitator for these workshops were born here. But them talk about Nigeria, or them talk about Jamaica. You are lacking in the knowledge that you can offer. You basically, I repeat the cycle. How can you not have someone? If we are talking about mathematics, we need a subject matter expert, right? So how can you not? How can you have a workshop
so.
on
I don't
an
know.
element of that workshop where someone from that place with that knowledge, with that experience, imparting that or contributing to that workshop, it don't make sense in my head. I don't know if it's me.
No, you're right. You're right because you're right. You're right. No, you're right. Cause I don't want to digress some more. I've got something in my head that I was going to say, but I want you to talk more.
Yeah, that's what I'm. Yeah,
You're right.
So just as an example, like I see all these workshops or grants to do this and connect people, and I'm not saying it hasn't done fantastic work. That's not what I'm saying. I am saying is it can be more impactful if you have the other side of the conversation, which is people from.
Yeah, and so okay, I'm going to say what I wanted to say because this is what I think is which I've tried to launch this project. By God's grace, we're able to launch this project at some point.
That happen.
But it's like this is what I say about the road and what the youths are going on the road. Everyone's like, why are they stabbing each other? Why are they killing each other? Why are they doing this? Why don't we ask them?
It's such an obvious question.
Why don't we ask them? Everyone's got their freaking, we should do this. Oh, the youth and
drink
all
some
this.
water,
Why don't we
man,
ask
business.
them what it's like? You know, I've had this thing written from how long I've tried to bring this project up. You know about the project to Mac already. It was it's like,
Talking
what you're
about
saying.
it now is just another step of it.
Yeah.
Believe me, speak it
Yeah.
in sense, brother. Because it's a simple thing. Why don't you ask them? It's an obvious question, isn't it?
Yeah.
But everybody go around that.
What do you need? How do we change things? What will make it better for you? Why are you doing the things you're doing? How does it feel to live this life?
And big up, like me I say, I know that we can't be the only ones with these thought processes or ideas. So big up the people out there doing it and not getting highlighted. You understand what I say?
keep
And
doing it.
still struggling to wonder why they're not getting the forefront and the push to see the positive work that they're doing because them actually on the ground and do the thing. Yeah, because you know the algorithm is like, and people, and you have to look a certain way, you have to sound a certain way, you have to speak a certain way. Again, these are some of the things I'm been experiencing.
And I would say, like what you're saying, keep doing what you're doing.
Yeah.
Even if you, because this whole machine, which is social media and stuff and the algorithms, it is the way to reach the masses. But if you're even reaching 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 people, you're doing good.
Yeah,
You're doing
100.
good. You're doing good.
One is enough.
Yes.
It will spread.
Yeah, you're doing good. Yeah. So how much time we got time, innit? Yeah, we have time.
See, one more question about the
Yeah.
home thing. So
Yeah, go on, man.
that feeling when you go there and you do get called English, doesn't that unhome you?
No, I can you go first. Let's talk a lot because I had someone challenge me the other day. But you talk.
All right, cool.
Have you
So,
experienced
good question. So, I have two opinions on this, yeah? Because a lot of people get offended by that who were born here, yeah? And like, I don't know if it was you who said it to the last time as well. If you go to Jamaica and somebody call you British or English, it is not derogatory. From our perspective, we'll look at you
No, I think you did. Yeah, I think you did.
as up there. Yeah?
Okay.
That so it's about and again it's conversations like these that allow people to understand. Because here if somebody call it British or English, different meaning. Yeah, Jamaica, when them see it's a big up. Because you're a foreigner. And what we know foreigners to be are rich people.
And successful.
It's not necessarily the case.
More opportunities. Yeah.
But that's what. However, if me go Jamaica now, yeah, 1 and 2 of my friends will call me foreigner. Them not are even British or even English, but they do it in jest. It's joke.
Yeah.
Because them know say I'm from Jamaica.
Yeah.
Again, they see me as successful because I've left Jamaica. I am living abroad. I am still alive. I can fly in. If I fly in, I say, yo, I can send money for my people them.
Yeah,
You understand? I can send a barrel. Or if I go, I say, take some time off of work. It's like, I can't take time off work, I won't get paid. I was like, don't worry about that. So I'm in a better position. You understand? The first time I go to Jamaica and realize that some people don't get holiday paid. You understand what I say? Which job over here can say you go on holiday and you don't get paid?
I'm actually working and not getting paid for holiday at the
No,
moment.
sorry.
Actually, you know, just to let you know, if I take a day off, I don't get paid. I'm on a bank system, but I get paid decently.
So you're on the bank. Okay,
I'm on
yeah.
the bank, just to let you know that. If I take time off, I
No, I
don't
mean,
get paid. Like,
I get it. Yeah, there are differences.
we
Yeah,
don't
there are differences.
eat,
Yeah.
I have to kind of put that in the budget.
Yeah.
No, but the
in
money I'm getting
Jamaica,
paid
that's in Jamaica,
It's standard.
in general, that's standard.
Yeah.
If you don't work, you don't get paid.
Yeah.
I mean, I say, and so when we go home and say, yo, what going British, foreigner get there, it's in, I love.
Yeah.
Seeing? But, I see people get irate over that in Jamaica. And they don't allow the they don't allow the person to explain. That's what I say. So it's that disrespect element comes in now.
It feels like it is for some reason.
So I've got an understanding, a slight understanding of the Jamaican and the African side. I can talk on the Jamaican side from what I've learned and what I understand. But first, I talk about my experience in Nigeria.
Yeah.
So I was in Nigeria. I went to Ilefe, where my dad's from. It's more. It's not. It's. They say it's the origin of all human life. It's not like a major city. It's more villagey.
Right.
But I was there with my boys, and there was some guys from around the way. Was out there. I got a little size on me, whatever, like everyone's out there working hard. You see big old men with abs are ripped. Like you see people just ripped because they're working in the sun all day.
Daily routine.
Like wiry.
Gym all day, every day.
I had this one you, and he's looking at me like we were just chilling like this thing, and he was looking at me.
Almost like my
He
size.
looking at me. Yeah, it was not like he was sizing me. He was sizing me up. Like, and I've always me. I'm like same way I'm here. I was there like loud, flamboyant, whatever. Very respectful, but still the same. He was like, and he finally said something. He goes, "You, because you've been eating burger in that London, you think I can beat you?" That's what he said. Like, I was like,
For no reason.
What's going on? Like, really, bro? What's going on? And he's like, no, I can beat you because you've been eating burger. You think you're bad? You know what I mean? I was like, I don't know where it came from. I don't know where it came from. We were just chilling outside this hotel, like chilling, and we was even sharing what we had.
Yeah.
So my understanding as well, there's a thing where when you come from, I've heard stories when you come from Jamaica, some people forget where they come from. And when you come from Nigeria, they forget. And they get over wherever here, America, whatever, they start yam food, and they forget what is actually going on back home, that people can't take days off without getting paid. And they can't do this and can't do that. And they forget that, and they neglect to actually like do what they was brought up doing. Like even now, if we sit around a table, we will share. There's 1, 2, there's 3 bottles of water in here. This is how we're different diasporas, but this is it's our ethos. When you forget to do that, it's problems when you go back to them places there, or when you go to where people where they assume there's affluence in another country, and you're not actually sharing. It doesn't matter if you're only making £1. At least send a 25p or send a 20p. It's important. It's imperative that we do these things. And like what you said, like I know the kind of man you are, perceived to know the kind of man you are, but you're not even saying. You said send money, send a barrel. You even went further, and I've heard other people say, take some time off work. I got you. It's you have to. I know people that haven't done that, gone back, and then they don't come back again. I've heard stories. They don't come back again.
Yeah. And it's and again, it's the reality of things. You understand what I'm saying? I'm not saying I don't want to omit that there is left and right, up and down, always, everywhere. But the conversations is what give people knowledge. You understand? Like this. You understand? I see people go to Jamaica for the slightest thing, want to disrespect somebody from Jamaica because they've said something to you in honesty. And you feel like you can go to Jamaica
and carry on different because you come here
and behave the same way you behave in England. Like if you go in a shop and for whatever reason you want to disrespect the shop,
don't do that.
and still expect to get served.
Yeah.
The disrespect is like and again, it's a sense of entitlement. I mean, I say when I see my people behave this type of way,
wrong.
I see a different color on them.
It's wrong.
You can't deal with people like that. You understand? And then there is no apology because, and again, like me I say, as a Jamaican, as a yard man, see that person as looking down on you because they think they're better than you. Darkness, you're gonna see darkness only. And the mad thing about it is, it's not like the mad thing about it is, as much as they may say community is not a thing that's present, that's a lie, because if you go to Jamaica right now and violate one person, it's probably not the person that you violate who are going to pull you up for it. It's the passers-by. It's the other co-worker. It's the taxi driver where I drive past and see what I go on. You understand what I'm saying? It's the father where I carry him daughter go school. And I say, stay in the car, I soon come. Like you can't,
So you forget,
some
you forget where you come from.
Come on, so I just feel like, and again, conversations. I know it's difficult because like me I say, a lot of things will bring people back to experiences over here. And I get that. But just understand that if we don't have the conversations, we can't connect. If we can't connect, we're going to stay disconnected. You understand? So
Beautiful thing. There's still, so I think what I want to ask you about now is we're deeply entrenched, and I believe it's a valid statement. We're deeply entrenched in our own different ways. No, before I say that, I love you did that. Like, I'm in admiration of your beard. I won't say jealous because I want that. Your beard, I'm like, you lot watch the interview, you see me go like this, like with my, I feel like a prickly and mama just,
no man,
yes,
do it.
Yes,
Yeah, just do it with one finger.
Yeah. Oh Lord have mercy. You know what they say though? I don't know Bobby McFerrin. I'm gonna be, that's a perfect time to be. Like they say, what do they say? Don't worry.
Just be happy.
Be happy.
That is it.
It's important to be content with what you have, and you can admire your friends and stuff, but don't worry, be happy. Yeah.
You know read what the funny is?
That's your beard's a better. Oh!
You just like
I didn't notice that because, you know, like when we're talking, I'm talking to you. Even though
I thought that's why you said it, because you saw it.
No, Joe, bro, I'm genuinely telling you, like, your beard is like a lion's mane. Your hair is like Samson's power, as I'm saying. Not that I haven't got power, but it's just like I am in admiration. I'm in awe of what you possess.
Yeah,
and when you do that, so
you get a thinking mode.
Yeah, bruv, when I'm thinking,
Yeah.
I'm like here. So if I'm thinking, you must be hatching some take over the world plans, like some master
World domination.
Yeah, world domination, bro. I'm thinking, look, I'm like, like okay, yeah. What was I say? We're both deeply entrenched in the poetry world. Like at the beginning of the interview, you spoke, or the discussion, you spoke about still rivers running deep, and also how that you've understood yourself through your poetry and understand how deep you are. For me, it's therapy all the time. It's getting stuff off my chest and like saying stuff that I couldn't say normally, and aligning myself with people that are different but exactly the same.
Yeah.
Like I would not have met these beautiful, wonderful, amazing people had it not been for this this art form called poetry. So I want to ask you, where do you see our art form in the next 6 months, next year, the next? Where do you see it, or where would you like to see it? Where do you see it? Because I think it has grown exponentially since even since we met. So much more things have popped up since we've met. There's more things going on for yourself. There's more things going on for myself, which is just individual shows and stuff. And I met a lot of different people. However, I think that there's a lot of scope for it as an art form and it being more respected and more admired. Is that, yeah, you know, like just more acknowledged that it was 10 years ago, perhaps.
I think I see it being more refined. So when I say refined, I don't necessarily mean in the poetry itself, but the presentation of. So in its entirety. So that would be from the poets and the whole they present themselves and their craft, the venues, the advertisement of shows, the locations, not just the venue itself, but even like the cities. I don't see it being more refined in this. So because in terms of respect or giving it the acknowledgement that it requires and deserves, you have to have how it's presented on a whole has to match that. You understand what I'm saying?
Okay.
So a part of what I am trying to contribute is just the packaging of the poetry. So it's not just me going there and performing. So if I'm invited to an event, all right, am I going to go just straight vocals or am I going to go with my musician? All right. I'm looking to introduce different, because I go with Kev, the guitarist, most of the times.
Amazing guitarist.
Amazing. I had a So Far Sound show with him last month, and that was my best one.
Don't know who show?
So Far Sounds.
Okay.
Yeah. That was my best one. Not based on the performance, but there was one person there that she spoke to me after. She was in tears. Almost brought me to tears. And just what happened as a result of me being there and Kev. Yeah. So it's just a presentation in different spaces on a level where I say, look, we're here. You can't ignore what we have to offer because it's that. So yeah, man, it's just being more refined. And I see it happening. I see people putting more effort in. Not only their performance, but what they present. Obviously, some people will be stuck in their ways. Again, like I said, we have both sides of the fence. But and the ones who are doing it at a level to get it where it needs to be, yeah, they will keep on doing, and more will see that and be inspired by that. So yeah, just it being more refined and presentable. So when we say, yo, this is what we're doing, this is how much that person is asking for as far as pay is concerned, this is what the ticket prices are, this is the venue. Yeah, no one will question it.
Yeah.
You get me?
Yeah.
That's yeah.
I think it's important, and I know that you're an advocate for it as well. And I don't believe that in what your statement just now you disregarded it. But I think it's also important for everybody to also know that they can come even still at the base level, even if don't be frightened off by the fact of where it's going. You can still come in because it's a form of expression. It's letting go as well, so it's therapeutic. So that it's for everybody. I think it's one of the only things that allows everybody to come in and come through. Anyone can write poetry, anyone can recite poetry because it's your perspective of the world,
Yeah.
For me, so I think it's a beautiful thing. I hope, and I'll say this, I hope that the pay increases really soon. And I can get paid better than I'm getting paid. I'll tell you that. So I can work full time as a poet.
Yeah, imagine that.
And then that would be amazing for me.
Imagine that.
That would be amazing. That in that aspect. Not that I'm money driven at all, but it would mean so much to me personally. And it would mean a lot to a lot of other poets that are out there working really hard.
Doing this on a daily.
But have to balance between work life, and it's like you said, you try to give it up and you realise even had a heavy workload, you still had to come. It's your third space.
Can't leave it out. It's a part of my daily routine poetry. Yeah. Whether I'm a performer or not, believe I'm writing, believe I'm looking at, I'm thinking about poetry. Not one day goes by, I'm gonna think about poetry. And I think the people who do that are the people who are aligned that type of way, who want to incorporate it in their life. Are the people that you will see get better at it.
Yeah.
That wants to push poetry in the right direction, upward movement. Yeah, you will naturally see the progression because it's a part of your daily life. Yeah. Just like walking.
Yeah.
You start creep, you start crawl, you start roll, you walk without thinking about it, Just that type of mindset.
No, I feel you. I was gonna say, because I lose things as well. I want to big yourself up and big up all the other poets who are evolving and keeping in their daily life, but also creating opportunities for other poets as well. Because, but not everyone can do it. Not everyone's only certain people can do it. Some people they can't do it as well. There's so many people in the world but I have to big them up. The poets that are walking the walk like yourself, like I said, metaphorist. He does a lot of things in the poetry world. Yeah, there's loads of others, and I can't think of the top of my head right now, but there's loads of advocates that are doing their own poetry, but they're also making spaces for other people, and that is amazing.
At all levels as well, like you said.
Yes, at all levels, man. There's so many different shows out there that you should check out. What's that thing? The where they publish all the poetry events that are going on. You know what that? Because I want to go up that Instagram site.
Where the word things live.
Where the word things live. Where the word things live.
On Instagram.
On Instagram. Where the word things live. Check it out. If you ever want to find out what's going on in the poetry world, go there. It lists all the poetry events that it's aware of in London, month to month, so you can find out what's going on. You can pick and choose, and you can really see what people are creating and what they're doing out there. Where the word things live, yeah?
Yeah.
Big up yourselves, where the word things live.
That is it.
Well, you took over from I don't remember, but I know.
I know what you mean.
Yeah, they took over from someone, but the person was great as well. They're going in Australia now. But Meredith, that's it. Meredith. Mwah. She's been in the show as well. She taught me the word synesthesia. Yeah.
I saw that clip.
You saw it, yeah? Synesthesia. Whee! Come on. Words are so powerful. Words are so powerful. We're going to run through the cars now. Run down.
Because this wasn't here the last time. This is new for me. All right, go on, do it.
Like you said, we have to evolve.
Of course, fully.
Okay, make it better, you know? Make it sweeter, you know?
Love that, yeah, man.
Come on. And you love that?
Yeah.
Let's answer this question. You won't believe it, but it is there. What's your first love? What's your first love, sir? Anything.
My first love?
Your first love. The first one you said, man, love that.
A Jamaica, you know? Yeah, man, it has to be.
Come on. What are your pet hates?
Pet hates. So, when I have something to eat at home, it's a pet hate for me, my personal thing. I like to watch a movie. Sometimes I'll just watch trailers trying to find a movie, and then by the time I realize the food is done, it pisses me off. Yeah, those trailers, it's fun. So yeah, just finding a good movie to watch when I eat. Yeah.
What's the best thing you've ever done?
Best thing I've ever done? Ooh. The best thing I've ever done, I think, was be there for my daughters. Yeah.
Respect.
Yeah. Be there for my daughters as best as I can without having a handbook, a manual to say this is how it's done. Yeah.
Good stuff. What's your biggest inspiration?
My biggest inspiration, I'd say, my parents. They've never stopped. Yeah.
Nice. If you were an animal, what animal would you be and why?
A bird. I haven't got a particular one, but a bird, simply because my favorite animal, but also I'm kind of unruly, but I'm not boisterous with my unruliness. If that makes sense. I'm unruly, so I like to be free in it, and that they emulate that. So
like that. What's next for you?
Next for me, so I'm going to talk about life itself. So it might be a few things. So next for me, poetry-wise, continue with popular poetry to make that grow as it's doing. But also, I want to do 2 RVJ shows before the end of the year. One in September and one closer towards the end, my birthday in December.
So what is Popular's poetry's thing? Is it the first Monday, the second Monday,
Third.
the third?
So it's the third Friday of every month. It's an open mic event. It's a free event at Popular Union in East London.
Nice.
All creative art forms welcome. You know what I mean? In whatever capacity. And it's a space where, like I say, I create that Jamaican feel of when I was in school and being encouraged to go to school concerts and perform. So it's good vibes. You don't know we have the food cooked by yours truly as well.
The food's sweet as well. I can the food when I said like
sweet. Popular poetry, 3rd Friday every month. Popular Union, free entry. Come through, food's there. 2 shows.
Is it food free?
No, I wish it was.
Okay.
That being said,
After ask.
that being said, good question. But that being said, I have had events or a Popular Union where the food was free.
Yeah.
I wasn't able to be there that night, so someone ran it for me, Salient Vibes, big up Salient.
Nice.
And food was free.
We can do as much as we can do.
Yeah, 100%.
What's the worst advice you've ever been given?
I think I'd have to say with that one, don't ask, just be quiet. Don't ask questions.
Don't ask, just be quiet.
Just be quiet, it don't make no sense.
Well, someone killed me the other day. Shahid, I am Shahid, killed me, but I can't remember what he said. Those who ask don't get, Those who don't ask don't want or something like that.
No, those who ask now and get, those who what? No, I know that phrase.
Yeah, because it's a yard saying.
Yeah,
as well.
yeah, yeah.
You remember when he said it? It got me, boy.
Those who beg now and get, those who no beg no want.
That's it. That's
Those who
it.
beg now and
Yeah,
get,
yeah.
those who no beg no want. That's
Yeah. I was like, so how'd you get anything?
that is it.
Are you just saying like, what's the worst thing you've ever done?
The worst thing I've ever done.
Remember, you can pass some questions in that.
No, but not pass nothing. We answer all of them.
no.
The worst thing I've ever done to date. So in terms of a regret doing or just a bad experience.
You choose the connotation.
Okay, yeah. So the worst thing I've ever done was basic training in the army for 3 months. It's
Hard work. Look,
it's worse than hard work. But yeah, that's worst thing.
did you train till you throw up and all that? Did you do all that?
I've never experienced anything so
Intense.
in my life, and I don't think I ever will. Because it was my first year here, it was my first winter. Yeah,
But everything was together and someone, come on now, blah, 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 blah.
yeah, worst experience, but rewarding nonetheless.
Yeah, nice. Do you have a party trick?
No.
What's your what? I love it. What's your earliest childhood memory?
Earliest
Or memories?
memory. It's dressing up on a Sunday.
Nice.
Yeah,
Church.
yeah. Miami. No. Just we have this thing we used to call Miami Vice. So it's like a floral shirt, but you have the shorts that matches. With dressing up. We ain't going nowhere
Yeah.
necessarily, but
Yeah.
just dress up on a Sunday.
Nice.
You don't know we'll show up.
Yeah.
Dress up and we're nice.
Yeah. Come on. Nice, good Sunday dinner as well.
Yeah,
Isn't it?
trust
Come
me.
on. What's the best advice you've ever been given?
Yeah, be yourself unapologetically. Because even if you go right or go wrong, you will learn from that. Yeah.
Okay. What advice would you give to your younger self?
Younger self, that the journey is yours to travel. So don't don't beat yourself up too much. You have to, no matter how much advice you get, you have to still travel the journey. So don't beat yourself up too much.
Nice.
Yeah.
Say that one from near to last. All right, let me ask you this, yeah? So I've got others here. So I don't want to finish on this one. How do you want to die? Or how don't you want to die? You can choose which one. Because everyone's going to die. This is a question for everyone. No one's escaping it. What's your worst death? What's your best death? Let me tell you mine. I'm dying to tell you mine before you tell yours.
Hey,
I'm scared of.
if one answer that one, but
No, because
I want to die. Yeah, because how do I want to die?
you remember you can pass a question, you know,
Well, let me
or
think
how you don't want to die.
what-
We can come back to that if you want.
Because I often ask myself, do I want to know, or I just want it end? So you know them ones where you live to old age,
It just happens.
and you see people suffering.
Yeah,
then
I don't wanna go like that.
You then like, yo, let it just end if it's ending, end show.
Yeah.
But with that being said, when I think about it and the person I am, I want to live for as long as I can. So I think with that, old age would have been better.
Old age, yeah?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, me take old age because I know the type of person I am. Me have fun even for me.
And what?
Natural causes also.
And how wouldn't you unequivocally wouldn't you want to die?
Yeah, I don't want nobody shoot me in my head. Okay. Like seeing it coming to me.
Yeah.
No, me no.
Yeah, it's
Because if I survive it.
problem. Yeah. Well. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I guess I won't because they say I wouldn't want to die. But yeah.
How would you describe yourself?
Jovial, observant, Jamaican. A jovial, observant Jamaican.
Jamaican. I like that. If you had one wish,
Yeah.
what would it be and why?
One wish right now, My one wish would be if I had one wish right now, it would be to permanently reside in
Sorry?
Jamaica. Permanently reside in Jamaica. Yeah, that would be my one wish right now. Think of
What's the worst thing you've ever seen?
Oh. Death.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's your favorite quote?
Wagwan, cool no man. No, there are three of them actually. I think Wagwan, cool no man, everything good.
Okay. Cause they can all go together, though, innit?
Yeah.
Wagwan, cool man, everything good.
Yeah. That's if you know me, you hear me say that. Yeah.
Tell me something about you no one knows.
That be telling, innit?
Yeah, that's what I want, innit?
Something about me that no one knows. Oh. I think I've said everything to everybody, but I'd say something that a lot of people don't know. I almost drowned twice.
Serious?
Yeah.
I'm glad you didn't.
Yeah, so I have to learn to swim. You know what I mean?
You
Like
can
you said,
swim now.
sink or swim, innit?
You go swim, yeah. Can you swim now?
Yeah. I
Good.
Yeah. I
Good.
almost drowned twice.
Good. How did that happen?
The first one, so may say it's a bit of an exaggeration, but when you're in it, are you in it? My dad was teaching me how to swim. And because again, Jamaica, remember I told you about my grandparents' house, the river was directly behind.
Yeah.
So where dad grew up, all of them can swim, brothers. So anyway, I was the only one who couldn't swim from the cousins.
Yeah.
So he brought me there, they had bamboo, dry ones. So dry bamboo floats.
Yeah.
So he put me in the deep end and was like, hold on to it with one hand, kick my feet, and use the next hand too. But I was so nervous. I was just tense. So what happened was the hand that I held on to the bamboo with pushed it into the water.
Got wet.
And no, it hit on a rock and I slipped off. Yeah? And before this man jumped in and pulled me out, he made me take a couple dips, man. And I'm like, what? Yeah, he did.
It's funny. You went from my dad to this man.
He made me take a couple dips. And on the third time, I'm going. I can't come back up now. And I felt him grab me around the waist and pull me up. And then the next time I was just me. I was at a school, but it was a fun fair, and they had a pool there. Salvation Army next to my primary school. They had a fun fair there. They had a pool. I know I can't swim. I went into the deep end, held on. We just as are you, we just
Fearless.
held on, and then I pushed myself off. Ask me why. And then I felt I going under, and I don't know how I struggled, and no one saw because everyone was just having fun, innit? Because I'm in the deep end, they can swim. I made my way back to the thing.
See, actually, swam. You sink or swim.
Sink and swim, they sink and joke.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's.
Let's leave this one now, because I've already asked enough about them things there.
Cool.
I don't want that one there. If you were a colour, what colour would you be?
Blue.
Why?
Blue, I think the first time I heard royal blue, it just rests with me. It's like, royal blue.
Have you seen the film Liar Liar?
Yeah.
You seen the film Liar Liar? Have you seen the film Liar Liar? And he says like, it's Jim Carrey's amazing actor.
Jim Carrey is a different.
Done. He's trying to lie. Like he realizes he can't lie, and he's trying to lie. So he's trying to say the blueprint is red. The blueprint is red. The blueprint is red, and then he goes, the blend is royal blue.
And I saw that as a kid as well. So yeah, it's
scene. Wicked.
Yeah.
Well,
That guy's a brilliant actor.
Seriously. Different.
Royal
Different
blue.
cloth. Different cloth, man. Pick
Yeah.
up yourself, Jim Carrey.
Yeah,
Come
man,
on.
100%.
Come on.
Alright.
Yeah, we've got the last one anyway after this. Go ahead. No, please. I'm just messing with you.
When you think about Jamaica, what's the best thing you think about, and the worst thing you think about?
Jamaica, my best memory, what always harms me, is a Sunday afternoon at the beach with food. Yeah, that image for me, yeah, it's priceless, and it will forever be priceless. Driving to the beach, at the beach with food, but it has to be a Sunday. Yeah. The worst thing, it has to be it has to be just the system, man. And when I say the system, I mean the powers that be in it. I think, yeah, when we think about just how much is there, but how little is shared, yeah, that one there really, really upset me. So yeah, best and the worst. Yeah.
Yeah. So we got this last question now, sir. Right. So what is the most important lesson you've learned in your journey?
My most important lesson I've learned is
I'm listening.
Oh, yeah.
Right, listen. Go on then.
Yeah, the most important lesson I've learned is that the initial thought, I can't dwell on it.
The initial thought, you can't dwell on it.
Yeah, I can't dwell on the initial thought because, yeah, most of the times it's in passing. It's a negative reaction to what has happened, and not necessarily the best. So what I say? Yeah, I have to. Yeah, I can't dwell on the negative. The initial thought. I have to sit and think it through. Can't give up. Because you can't give up. You can't give up. The initial thought, you have to literally think about it, the other options.
Yeah.
Because again, like I say, we just program. We live in a society now. We're just programmed to the negative is what we entertain most, and that is normally the initial thought.
Yeah.
But then other options are available to you. So yeah, I can't dwell on the initial thought.
Come on.
Yeah.
That was my man,
I hate that one.
RVJ, aka Rayon, the poet, the man,
In the building.
the Jamaican. Come on, in the building. Me, Fawole.
Jeez, come
Yeah, and the wizard.
on. Himself.
It's like talks. All you gotta do is listen. I'm saying. Big up yourself, man.
Yeah, man. Let me just say, real quick before I go, big up Ayo, Fawole. You don't know one of the general, them do the thing.
Appreciate it.
You know,
Manners.
we know what we want to do, and we'll get it done. Regardless of how difficult or challenging it might be, resilience is a key factor. I can see that in you. It's relatable, I can sense it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, man, I have to show it to you because you
appreciate
stand
that.
alone and you do your thing, but in standing alone,
right.
you bring everybody in.
Of course, yeah.
That's what we're about, you know what I mean?
man,
So,
yeah, man.
man.
Come on.
Respect. Big up the wizard as well. We don't know second time eating the man, but
Come on.
big up yourself, much love and respect. Yeah.
Come on. And that's a wrap.
Yeah.